Okay, what's up, everybody?
What's up, friends?
Hi, everyone. What's happening?
Okay.
I still think the first intro was better. You should have just went with that one.
So, for those who are just tuning in, the intro would not stop a moment ago, and I started to panic. I couldn't make it stop. It just kept going on a loop.
We were looping.
I was getting into it. It was cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
We like to keep it fun over here.
Yeah, we're pros. We are
That's
pros.
awesome.
So, all right, welcome back to the Realtor Rant, the podcast where we talk about real estate the way agents actually talk when the cameras are not rolling. Today's episode is especially interesting for agents because we're joined by Doug Seley.
What's up, Doug?
Who has helped bring hundreds of agents to Epique Realty in just a few short years, which honestly raises a lot of questions about what agents are really looking for right now and what's changing inside the industry. So we're going to talk today about what actually works to bring agents to your brokerage, just kind of down to logistics, brass tacks, what attracts agents beyond splits and shiny marketing, and how not to agent attract. So maybe some of the don'ts. So with that, let's dive in, you guys.
All right, let's go.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I think let's start with okay, let's just hit some of the basics so our audience knows. Like, so Doug, when did you join Epique?
Okay, let's do a little bio, huh? So a quick little bio. I used to be the director of development for Remax for several years. I was with them for like 21 years. Then I was with the three-letter brand, EXP for like 4 years. And then one of our guys, like all realtors do, like they just disappear in the middle of the night. Like one of our guys, Justin Graham, disappeared. And so Mike was like, "Did you see where he went?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you check it out?" I'm like, "No, not really. I saw it. It's like some new startup thing, like whatever, no time for that." And so we basically like kicked the can down the road. And then it was about a month later or whatever. And it's funny because you always tell your kids lessons, right? You always give I always tell my kids, like, listen, the opportunities are opportunities. You got to listen to everything, right? My dad used to always be like, ignorance is a sign, you're making a decision without information. So it was like, so I'm in the car and Mike calls me again talking about Epique. And then and I basically was like, oh yeah. And kind of was dismissive. And my son, who's like an adult now, is like, Dad, I think we're supposed to listen to all opportunities, right? And I'm like, yeah. All right, sure. So like we got home and came inside and I actually like jumped right on it. And then I called Mike like 2 hours later. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do an LOI. Let's do this. And he was like, holy crap. Like, I'm not sure I'm there yet. And I'm like, well, get there. Cause I'm in. So we went chasing after Justin Graham and that was like August or September of 23. And we opened up the state of Michigan in October of 23. So that was the kickoff. Wow. So now we're at what, 2.5-ish years, somewhere in that area. We were state number 6. Now we're going to be now we're able to operate all 50 and Canada's open and all that good stuff is happening. Right, guys? So it's like, we're here at the right time.
I was right behind you. I came in February of 2024. So I just had 2 years.
Okay. So August, 2023. So that's 2.5 years. And so how many so we're talking about agent attraction here, recruiting. So how many agents would you say you personally have brought on?
I have not brought on that many, honestly. I think my level 1 is 18 agents.
Okay. So
from there, it kind of, my thought or my theory is let me help my agents. Let's partner up. Instead of us, we're not above each other, right? Let's just do this all together and help everybody. So my goal was to help every person I brought in at least get 3 more people. And so ironically enough, my group pretty much is that identical. It's like, I think I'm at, a couple of people are out of our military, so they're not actually active. So let's say 16. And then I go basically to 38, I think is on my level 2. And then on my level 3 is like 120 or so. And then, so it went like triple. And so now my level 4 and my level 5 are a little slower. I think it's, oh gosh, what is it? I'd have to cheat and look at it real quick, but it drops down to I think 70 and then drops down to 50. So I have 275 total, but it's, my whole idea was, the multiplication of 3. If we can multiply by 3 and then help everybody else do that. It'll be a massive group, a massive group, a massive, organization. So now it's kind of in that idea, like we need to help threes get built out on four and help, and help everybody grow. So yeah, so only 2.5 years. It's pretty cool. Pretty amazing. 17 benefits when we started. Now we're going to be soon to be over 100.
Yeah, at 92 right now, right? And who knows what they're going to be unpacking at shareholders.
Yeah. After shareholders, hear me now, believe me later, we're going to have 100. We'll have 100 or more, 102, 104, somewhere. That's my guess.
Okay, I believe you. So, knowing Josh, I believe that.
Yeah. No
kidding. You brought on 18 frontline, and then you help those that you've brought on to bring on 3 additionally. How do you help them do that?
Zooms, set them up. Let's have phone calls and let's get on. You and I kind of hinted before when we've had conversations before, like for me, I think the best and most effective way to bring on agents is to have a third party.
So you're basically there. When you bring someone on, you're like, hey, when you talk with an interested agent, set up a Zoom with me, and we'll talk together, the 3 of us.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And do you have a specific day that you set aside for those conversations to kind of keep yourself organized with everything else that you're managing?
That is a great question. And no, I don't. So here's the funny thing, not funny, but the ironic thing at EXP, I had 5 agents, right? So I come from a position where I was selling franchises, helping franchises get up front loaded, helping them get build out, helping them get up and running, helping them with team ideas and concepts, doing all that building part along with my regular real estate business, which typically regular real estate, I guess I'd say like average like 8 million, 9 million in production. And so that was a side hustle. And then we went to EXP and I thought, well, I was at Remax for so long, they're just going to follow. Like they're going to be like, oh my gosh, the guy let go of the balloon. What did he do? And we're all going to go there. And it was like crickets. Like no one gave a crap. No one cared at all that I moved.
Remax agents are kind of like KW agents. Like they are pretty solid foundation when they believe in their brokerage.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of belief in their brokerage. So I only ended up with 5 at EXP. And then when we made the move to Epique and we knew we were opening, I did a little post Friday night after dinner. No joke, just it's not real till it happens on Facebook. So I just made a little post on Facebook like, hey, new Epique logo in the profile and a couple little changes like that. And I had my phone hacked once, guys. If it ever happened to you, it sucks. It's the worst thing in the world. So I woke up the next day and honest to God, thought my phone was hacked again. Like I had so many text messages and so many missed calls. It was crazy. So what I thought was going to happen the first time I moved never happened. And what I thought was going to happen then was happening when I made my move to Epique. So I remember it was Vicki Williams, a Tennessee State broker. She had a text on there. I talked to her in advance because we knew we were doing this, right? She was like, nope, don't care. And then all of a sudden I have a text like, hey, at 10 o'clock, I want you to talk to me and my sister. So it's 9:45. I was up late. I might have had a cocktail, who knows, whatever. But so I slept in, right? So I call her and I'm like, seriously? Like I just got out of bed. And I remember she made the comment like, you polish your head and I'll brush my hair and I'll see you in 15 minutes. And so that call, I didn't get off the phone. I have if it was, I can do it. So the basement's a mess, but I have this little basement. See how long that couch is?
I love it.
George the giraffe, right? So 700 laps around that couch. Like I talk, my feet move my mouth, right? So it was crazy. I think I did 13 and a half miles around that couch on Saturday. I didn't get off the phone for 7.5 hours. I went from call to call to call to a point where I was writing a person's name down and so I could remember who I had to call next. So I'd get off that call and I'd call the next person. I'd talk Epique all over again. And I'd get off that call and talk to the next person. All that, so my wife was waiting to go somewhere and you can see her staircase and she'd like peek her head down. After about 5 or 10 times, I was like, babe, you got to go. I'm not like,
go without me.
I'm not getting off the phone today. So by the time we did it, like, I think it was 7.5 hours on Saturday, another almost 6 hours on Sunday. I'm sitting there Sunday night and I'm like, holy crap. Like I already knew I had like 30 something people coming in 24 hours. And none of them were teams. Nobody brought 9, 10, 12 people. It was all one person, 2 people, one person, 2 people.
Vicky is my fairy godmother. So would that mean that we are in the same tree?
Yep. We would be in the same tree.
So
the same little fantasy land or whatever.
I tell people I'm their fairy godmother. So I just now I tell Vicky she's my fairy godmother.
There we go. All right. Yeah, we're there. We're in the same, spot.
And Max is father time.
Max is father time. Well, it's funny because my oldest son is Max. He's the one that reminded me, Dad, we're supposed to look at everything. So when you fired his name out, I was like, what? How do you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think so many people were excited about Epique and not EXP? Do you think it was just like the newness, or what was it?
I think new being one of the pieces for sure. A genuine curiosity because nobody knew what it was. Everybody calls up like, hey, what's this Epique you? I'm like, no, it's Epique. So you have to go through that little piece, right? But I think nobody knew what it was. It was unrecognized. So, and it's still that way. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. A lot of people haven't heard of it where I live.
Just because we're the fastest growing real estate brokerage in history, little plug. But the reality is we don't even have 1/2 of 1% of the realtors. So we don't even have market awareness in our own industry, which is amazing when you can consider that you have a company that's paid for, that's cash, that has no VC, no investor money. We're standing on our own 2 feet, and we're already in that position while nobody even knows who we are yet. Like our mass growth hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
So it's like we are in such a good spot.
So I want to go back to the numbers
exciting.
Because I think if you're comfortable being transparent with this, I think it's just helpful for agents to realize the opportunity financially. You brought on 18 frontline agents. You yourself personally brought on 18 agents, which in turn turned into 275 that you get paid on every month. That comes out of those who are closing deals. That comes out of what they pay, the portion that they pay to the brokerage. For those agents who are not familiar with the way rev share works, that's how it works. They're not paying extra. It's instead of paying recruiters, you get paid a portion of their essentially the cap that they're paying into the brokerage. If I've got any of that wrong, correct me. But I want people to really understand what 18 agents actually turned into 275 ultimately, and how that transpires into your bank account every month without really doing anything extra for your business.
Well, I mean, it's if you want to talk to an Epique agent, like the best day to talk to them is on the 15th of the month, right? I mean, that's the day our rev share gets dropped in.
Damn it, we missed it. It's the 24th.
You're right, you messed that one up. But are you saying like what does it lead to? Like what kind of money? Like what kind of?
Yeah, I think it's helpful for people to really grasp. This isn't like you're making $50 every month. Like this is
this is money. Yeah, it's 6 digits a year. I mean, it's about 10K a month.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty dramatic. It's pretty dramatic. The hope was to cover a car bill, like my lease on my car. Like that was what I was like, oh, that'd be really cool, because based on the last place I was at, right, that like I couldn't do that. So I thought, well, we at least get that covered. That'd be awesome. Now it literally pays for every bill in my entire house. So I can, rev share completely. Like if I don't sell for a month or 2 months, or like I did in January, and I did a road trip for Epique Explained Lives where we went to Florida and Georgia and Tennessee and this and that, and basically took January off from real estate in Michigan. Bill still got paid and things, we still did stuff and still went out to eat and had dinner. Like it's amazing. It's a blessing. I mean, it is a blessing without any hesitation on that. It's crazy. And there's all different ways to do it, right? I mean, I don't know what your favorite ways are, you guys, to attract agents, but I mean, it's Epique Explained Lives. We do a pretty good job at that, and they're fun, right? You kind of get everybody together and you get some Epique agents and they bring guests, and then you do an Epique Explained like we do on Thursday nights, and then you do it, live, and network and have some cocktails and just hang out, and it's just kind of a fun event. And it seems like when we do one of those, let's call them free agents for lack of a better term, like it seems like about like half of them sign up. So
what, you do that locally, kind of in your area?
We've done them in our area, and then I just literally in January road tripped all the way down. We did one in Panama City, Pensacola, Atlanta, Nashville, and I basically drove when I drove back home, it was like almost like I took like a day off.
And then you guys organize these events like a month out, and then they're kind of self-funded.
Yep. Well, I mean, a lot of times we have sponsors that will fund it, right? So, whatever agent, whatever the relationship is with that agent, with their mortgage person, with their title person, with whoever they use on the regular, they can throw, $350 or $400, $500, whatever it might be, into it. And then, that pretty much pays for the event. I've done one on my own. I didn't have to actually had a little bit of a surplus, which we rolled into the next event that we did. I know some of the agents up here, Sandra Ferrani, they all had done them as well. That, and most of the time the sponsors cover it, honestly.
Yeah.
So, but that's just a fun way of doing it. Like if you guys go back into my Facebook and go into the one we did in Tennessee, like Vicky had it at the coolest place. I think it was 111 Motorsports, like 5 cars, over $10 million in cars, driving clubhouse membership, like whatever. Yeah. We're getting way off point, but super cool, fun stuff. So you can do it. So you can do it that way, right? You can do explains, you can do lunch events or luncheons. You can do, I always tell everybody should take like an agent out after your closing. You have a successful closing. The agent knows what they're doing. They're great agents. Then take them out afterwards and have a cocktail or have a coffee, whatever it is, whatever time of day it is. And then like a quick little elevator pitch, like just, like a drug dealer, just give them a little taste. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have an email template that I send out. And basically at the end, it says, no matter what you choose or decide, let's go have coffee or cocktails, so it's very passive, but at the same time, with everything that Epique offers, I think if we're not at least presenting it, we're doing our colleagues essentially a disservice. And if they decide to come or not, that's fine. But, even this week, my son has the flu, and I was able to call Revive. Doctor got on the phone with me in an hour and a half, got him the Teraflu prescription, even wrote him a doctor's note for school for him to be out of school. This is nothing out of my pocket. I mean, just it's now, because I've been in it so long, it seems so small, but these are life-changing type of things, benefits that help people. So just sharing it, I think you're being selfish.
I agree 100%. 100%. I don't know if you guys were at leadership. That was like the exact thing that just came out of your mouth was exactly what I said. I'm like, you're being selfish if you don't share it. Like
maybe that's where I got it from.
Yeah. But I mean, it goes back. It's a goofy little story, but not related to agent attraction, but to real estate. Take my mom out to lunch. Her favorite waitress has a horror story for real estate. My mom basically says it's my fault. I'm like, how the hell is it my fault? I wasn't helping her. And she's like, well, if you were more aggressive, you would have listed her house and then she wouldn't have gone through all of this. And so, like, love my mom. Obviously, I'm the best realtor ever voted by my mom. But, but at the same time, it's like that set. It never got out of my head, because when it came to this, exactly this, I think this is the opportunity that Epique's going to help a lot of agents become millionaires that would have never, ever have been millionaires. They're going to help a lot of agents have a retirement that would have never, ever have had a retirement. They're going to be, I always joke, like I used to, because I like to have fun. I like to travel. I like to play golf. I like to go out, I like to do things. I'm a terrible saver. I'm like, I always joke, like I'm going to be a Walmart greeter. Like that's my end plan, because I'm not going to have enough money to not do something. Like I'm going to have to do something. Right. But all kidding aside, like this, talk about putting all your eggs in one basket, but this literally could completely change my joke, right? And make it go like, you know what? I am going to be okay. I am going to have enough here or there because of stocks, because of revenue share, because of the 401k help and the 401k match for some of us. And because of all of those things that were being provided, right? Like there's a ton of stuff, you guys. Mm-hmm. So we are being, if you have a conversation with an agent, in my opinion, they're all going to sign up. If they sit down and they listen to you, like not just do you a favor and listen, but actually listen out of pure curiosity, like they're done for. They're going to get to the end and be like, oh shit, or oh, whatever, I swear.
And I do think, for me, it's very important when I'm talking to agents is to manage their expectations, right? We're still a new company. We're still in growth mode. So, I mean, there are some hills and valleys, like where things are not always perfect, and they haven't been. But the good thing is we have founders that truly believe in making this the best real estate company ever. But I manage expectations, because I do think we lose agents because they get frustrated because other attractors aren't transparent with them. They only give them like the butterflies and rainbows, when reality, they need to hear both sides of the story so that they can manage their expectations and really feel comfortable that they're making the right decision and not get flustered if it takes too long to hear back from a broker or something like that. Not that that happens in Florida because we have great brokers, but I don't know about other states.
No, I love that you point that out, because you're right. We are, I equate it to a toddler, right? Like you can be going the right direction and things could be going well and things could be, gosh, they're, oh man, I have the smartest kid ever. And then all of a sudden they'll do something. You're like, oh my gosh, where the hell did that come from? That was like, what were you thinking? We're going to have those moments. When we're growing the way that we're growing, we're going to break stuff. We're going to break stuff. That's what's going to happen. And when you do that, you have to fix it. And even where I was at before, they were 9 years old, 10 years old when I joined, and they still had a couple of issues. They were at the back side of it. But I looked at them much earlier. I looked at them in 2014. I can tell you how much stock I missed out on, and I wished I would have dealt with the problems. But one of the reasons that helped me from going there was because of so many complaints, because they had so many issues 5 years in. Like we're 3 years in. We still have issues too. But we're way dramatically better than a year ago, right?
Yeah. And like just from instance, from when I first heard about Epique in like December 2023 to when like my whole group of EX peers came over, I was agent. It went from 500 to 1,000 in 2 months. Like that's how fast like the jump was, how quick it was. And I don't think that they expected that.
I don't think they did. Well, I think they did. I think they expected. I think they hoped for it. Maybe they didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Because I was like agent 226 and we brought in 190 days. Wow. So it was like the company instantly popped 50%, right? I mean, it was bananas. And yes, it did. It seemed like it was at 500 almost overnight from that point. And then it was at 1,000, very, very fast.
And do you know what our count is now?
I don't know the exact count now. I think it's like in the 45s, 44s,
Okay.
45s, 46s, somewhere in that area.
That's what I thought.
And last year was a big exodus of agents for everybody across the board, right? We lost some agents too,
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Holly? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just thinking like about how impactful the rev share component can be. So, we're all taught as entrepreneurs that we need to have multiple streams of income. Like that's our goal. For me, my husband owns a business, so I kind of count that as a stream.
Yeah.
A stream for me. It only seems, I think it only goes to me. Anyway.
Let's call it. I'm pretty sure you probably would agree.
And then we've got our rental portfolio, and we have real estate transactions as a realtor. Yep. And we have the rev share. So those are kind of my main ones at the moment. I probably
need stock.
Yeah. Stock. I was going to say, I definitely would add stock. No doubt about that.
Okay. Stock.
If you're doing area leader spot, that's an additional stream. If you're, and when we have rev share plus, that will be an additional stream. So there'll be, the average millionaire says you need 5. So you should be good, Holly.
Okay. I'm waiting to go. I'm done. Pack it up.
This interview's over.
End this right now. We're out of here.
But anyway, I was thinking so my goal in my brain, and maybe this is small thinking, right? But like my goal has just been, I want $10,000 of residual income. So, maybe $5,000 from the rental portfolio, and then the other $5,000 from the, rev share is what my brain was thinking, because the 10,000 is sort of a magical number for me, because honestly, we would only need 10,000. I'm just telling you what my dream for my family is, and my husband shares this dream. We want to take a year, not right now, the kids are still little, but maybe when they're in like middle school. But our goal is to take a year, completely travel the world and homeschool the kids abroad, and like spend a month in various countries all around the world. Like that's our dream. And we could totally do that so easily with 10 grand a month. Like not even honestly, we could live like kings in many places for that. Because we don't have a ton of expenses here. So, I mean, that would actually be so life-giving for our family of achieving that dream that we have.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
What's your dream, Lonnie? What's your goal for rev share and What do you want to? Oh, I know your dream. I already know.
What is it?
You want to have a lake house next to me. We're gonna have.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have lake houses next to each other.
In Michigan?
No,
no.
Probably North Georgia.
Listen, it's very pretty here. Come on now, just not right now.
And I believe that. And I
than
believe that. And I would love to visit maybe once when it's very warm. But
one and done.
I was born in Las Vegas and moved to Florida. Like my blood's very thin. I don't do like cold weather.
Oh yeah. I lived in Vegas for 4 years. I moved back when my dad unfortunately had gotten ill, but it was crazy. I froze for years. Like once I got back, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Now I will say in the winter, in the valley, it does get a little chilly, but nothing like, And my husband wants to take our kids skiing and he's annoyed we didn't go this year. I'm like, that's not in my dream list. Like no. I saw snow once. I don't need to see it again.
No,
send me to the Bahamas with a margarita.
It's different. Go to Park City or whatever. It's beautiful. It's nice. You can sit by the bonfires. You can have cocktails. You can do all that good stuff. It's super nice.
Yeah.
One good coat. You just need a good coat. You'll be fine.
That's fair. I'm being dramatic. I would say my rev share goal is probably, I don't know, as much as I could get it. I think ideally my goal is to have 1,000 agents and whatever that brings.
And what are you going to do when you get that? Like,
I don't know.
Are we going to go on a trip or?
We're definitely going to go on trips. We're not going to work anymore.
We're just going to go on trips all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have, 10 years of like momming until like Finn graduates high school. So I think those are my years of like continuing to like put my head down, grind. I would love to have
that's a snap. That 10 years, you're about to go through the fastest 10 years of your life. I hate to tell you, but
I know my son, he's 14. He's getting ready to go to 9th grade. My little one, he's in 3rd grade or in 2nd grade, getting ready to go into 3rd grade. It's crazy. The older one's going to be getting his permit in November. Makes my hair stand up. But anyways, I digress on that. But yeah, no, I would love to get to a point where I'm out of residential sales maybe in 5 years and maybe go like Doug's doing, and actually we could go and do something with the realtor rant and do, learning about and talk.
You just want to go on trips with me. Just say it.
That's what it is.
Just to go on trips.
He's like literally using the podcast as the excuse to do the trip because in a podcast you have to go from a different level.
Well, we talk about investing in the same cities, so then we can be like, honey, they're work trips.
Oh my
it's all a big ploy.
We're podcasting from
just so we can hang out together.
3 different states from one time right now, and you're like, oh, you know what? We've got to travel to do this.
It's very important.
Just say you want to travel. Listen. If you have 1,000 people, you got $500,000 coming in for the year, so you're probably good to just travel with no excuses. You probably okay.
that would be my. And you're 2.5 years in with 250. So I mean, if I was to go off of that trajectory, now looking at mine right now, I think I'm at about 55 agents.
Are you? I didn't even realize yours was that big.
But again, 2 years in,
that's 0. Okay.
2.5 years in, and he's got 250. So I need to do something a little bit different. But everybody for me is very organic. I'm very soft. I don't really push it or like reach out to agents I don't know. It's more on like who I've done contracts with, and then I kind of do more of a soft approach. So maybe I just need to put a little bit more time into it.
Yeah, I haven't reached out a lot, but there's a lot of posts, right? Like a lot of our how do we get it? And it's funny because everybody thinks we have this crazy system. I've said before, like we do our Epique Explained every Thursday night at 8 p.m. I've gotten a grand total of 0 from that. So it's done for us to help all the agents that we've partnered with to have a place for them to send somebody so they can pick up some people. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, yes, I'm sure we've gotten people in our organization because we do the Thursday night thing. But for me directly, I've never gotten one agent from that at all. So I think it's kind of interesting.
And again, we're using the realtor rant as another educational way to attract agents as well to reach out to us through the realtor rant as well. That's kind of the goal of why we did this podcast, was to give people a real live view of what Epique really is, the good, the bad, the rainbows, all of it.
Yep.
So, okay. So if you're coaching someone like me, and for anyone out there that's listening, that's like, I have 0, and I'm at EXP, I brought on like 5, and I mean, the churn was really high too, the turnovers. And I remember like feeling like I spent so much time with them. And I mean, it was just such a time waste. It was such a time suck, especially when they were not very used to a virtual brokerage. Yeah. So thinking of someone like me, it's like, where do I focus my energy to not be cheesy? I tried doing the reaching out to people through what was the Who's What's It, the $50 a month. I keep forgetting what that was called. What was that software?
Oh, Courted.
Okay, I tried Courted. I was really doing that, and it's like it still feels like kind of ew. Like, and some realtors are mean. It's like, why am I doing this? Like, I might as well go cold call Fizbos. They'll probably be nice to me than these.
I think it's hilarious that realtors get pissed. Sorry, I swore again. Damn it. I followed it up with another one. Anyway, all right. So I think it's hilarious that realtors. I think it's hilarious that realtors get mad that they get recruited. Like, oh my God, you're one of those. You're calling me. Yeah, you don't suck. If you sucked, we wouldn't be calling you. Like when I get recruited, it's a compliment, right? When CEOs get recruited by headhunters, it's a compliment. You're being chased down because of your abilities, because of what you have to offer, because of your game, right? Like if you sucked, we wouldn't call you. I mean, some people might call you because they needed somebody really bad, but I wouldn't call them, right? So to me, it's like I got one this morning from one of our competitors, like, hey, when you're tired with blah blah blah, call me. I'm like, love it. Like, there you go. I'm thought of again. I don't know. Maybe I'm arrogant or something. I want my head puffed up. I don't know.
I agree with that. It's nice to be wanted.
100%.
Yeah.
So would you do the cold calling, or would you just, because you on the phone with me, maybe you want to touch on the Facebook or some of the other tactics that are maybe free or more organic?
Yeah. So that's where I was going. So thanks for getting me back to that. So everybody's always asking, like, how did it happen? Like they think it's the Thursdays. It's not. They think it's the program. It's not. We have started a program recently, right? Because of this, because we're slowing down, right? And how did we take off so quickly? It was Facebook, and it's no different. Justin, Mike, me, we all posted on Facebook, all 3 of us, and we all had people reaching out to us from Facebook. It sounds very, very boring and sounds monotonous or whatever, but that's what worked. I mean, that's what got all my stuff going. That's how I woke up Saturday morning with all these people that want to have a conversation. And so to me, it's like, look at who gets the best engagement. You're all friends with Epique people. When you see one of their ads or you see one of their posts go crazy, or a lot of conversations, a lot of comments, or a lot of likes, duplicate that ad. It's like Tom Ferry says, R&D, rip off and duplicate, right? It's not research and development, which I used to think it was. So yeah, rip it off. Like, see what we have going on. So our stuff is all from, most of my people are all from social, are all from Facebook, good old Facebook. Now we're trying to do things differently because, we ramped up. I got the 200 so quickly that, my number from 250 from 200 to 275 has been, to me, crazy slow. I'm like, I've got to do something. What is it that I'm going to do? And I've got to do something. So now, now Power Attraction has added a ton, into Justin's organization. Mike's added as well. Mine and Mike's are twins. For whatever reason, mine hasn't added. His has. I don't know what he's done to mine. He's probably ruined it somehow, but.
And for those who don't know what Power Attraction is, maybe a quick explanation.
So powerattraction.io is a platform that they developed, and it helps with agent attraction. It also has almost every benefit that you can use as a funnel, and it's very simple to use. Pick the benefit or pick the video, pick whatever it is that you want to use. Select it, advertise, set your dollar per day, and then set your area. And then let it go, right? And then they also, in addition to that, have new construction, waterfront, golf course, cash buy. So they have funnels that are going to generate agent or generate client prospects as well. So you can use it for real estate as well. That one is a different, like that for me, success wise is different on that piece. The new construction piece, leads are coming in off of that. The cash stuff, people are coming in off of there, but I realized I didn't get my click offer certification because we're doing all the rest of the stuff. And I need to stop for a second, get click offer certified. So everybody, that's a cool program that Epique has.
Oh yeah.
And then one of the guys, I think it was James. No, I don't remember his name now. Gosh darn it. Out of Georgia, did 120 transactions from click offers. Who was that?
Oh yeah. I've heard him talk before about that. Click offers is actually really cool. I know this isn't a click offers episode, which we should totally do one on Alana, because it's like, even if you're not using it to offer for cash offers, which you should, I mean, why not? But it's like such a cool tool that creates this awesome interactive presentation.
Yeah.
You
should really definitely use that. And you should, I'll find out. Allison knows who I'm talking about exactly. I just can't remember his name. It's driving me crazy. But he definitely has got to be one of the guys that you guys put on here, because that's information worth knowing. But
yeah, that's a good idea. I'll write that down. The click
but so from there, I was just, it's been a lot of social. It's been a lot of Epique Explain Live. It's been a lot of live events. It's just being out and about and everybody knowing where you're at and what you're doing and what you're up to. Right. So, be that person that people feel comfortable reaching out to is another piece, right?
So I use my TikTok to do, just again, explaining Epique. I've had at least 5 people reach out to me as almost validation on what other people or heavy attractors like are telling them. And even though I think they think that I'm a better fit to go with, they feel an obligation to go with the person that first attracted them. And I don't want to take that away from them, but I have had 2 out of those 5 people reach out to me, and either the person that attracted them left, or they felt disconnected with the person that attracted them, but and then kind of regretted their decision. What's your kind of thoughts on that?
I don't go after the people that are talking to people very, like, I don't either. I'm just a person that I don't, if an agent has a person that's coming to an open house and they're talking about, like, they're unsure of the agent, I can tell they're kind of losing the agent. I'm the dummy that would call the agent up and be like, hey, Fred's about to part, you better clean that up or whatever. And I've had agents get mad at me, and I'm like, well, fine, we're good. I'm going to call Fred back myself then, because you're an idiot. But, and I've had people that are like, hey, thank you so much. And I've done the same thing when it comes to agent attraction, right? I've talked to several people. When I get done talking to them, then I've notified the agent, like, hey, they called me up. They wanted more information. I think they might be ready, or they might need more info from you. So I'm definitely not gonna be able to help you on how to figure out how to steal them, right? But
no, I'm not saying steal.
I'm just teasing. But I mean,
no, because I don't agree with that either. That's not why I'm not like, no, I think you should come with me. You know what I mean? But then it's like when they text you back and you're like, oh, I think you would have been a better fit. It's almost like,
nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do, right? Like, sorry about your luck. I don't know.
But here is the thing, right? If they are calling you and they need validation, then they're obviously didn't get all the information. So there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with saying, listen, like, here's what I have to offer. It's like a job interview. Here's what I have to offer. Here's what I can do. If that's better for you, then, let me know. If it isn't, then stick with where you're at. Like, at the same time, there is a spot in there where you could be like, the question that is in our ICA, guys, is who influenced you, or who was the greatest influence for you to join Epique? And I think that is the point of not contention, but I think that's one of the most important questions that we ask.
Yeah.
We're not like other companies that let you switch later. And we're not, other companies that want that you're not going to be stacking, right? I think if that question's answered with all genuine, with a genuine interest and a genuine answer, then they're going to be in the right spot. So let's say they talk to that person first, but now they've talked to you and you're the one that really gave them the information that they really needed or wanted. Maybe that person just fire hosed them. And maybe you actually listened to them and solved their problems. Mm-hmm. When that question goes in front of them, they should answer that question however they feel is right. Yeah. That's what I think it should be done. Not because they feel like they owe somebody something, because that person might not have ever given them the attention that you gave them. And they're going to be on an island feeling by them. Well, they won't be on an island because we have area leaders here, which nobody else has. But they're still going to feel like they should have made a different choice. Like, I just tell everybody.
And that is what has happened twice out of the 5 people from TikTok that have reached out. And again, like I'm like you, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I've even said to people, if you need more hand holding, and you want that local approach, even though you have an area leader, having a sponsor in your area, I think is very, very important. So now I got to put my head to rest at night. I got enough committees in my head. I can't be worried about not doing the right thing.
Yeah. I don't worry so much about them being close to me, because we do have the area leaders and they do have all the access to me, right? You can jump on Zooms all day long and we do a lot of stuff. We do a broker agnostic mastermind every single Friday that anybody could be on, whether you're at Epique or not. We do our Thursday night call with, afterwards we do a lot of questions and answers and stuff like that.
Wait, I don't know about the broker agnostic mastermind.
10 a.m. Eastern time. We have the Join Power Players Mastermind.
Oh, okay.
And it is for anybody. We don't, it doesn't matter at all. And you can go to joinpowerplayers.com and get it. If you feel weird about handing an agent something that says Join Power Players, like we've heard before, like we feel like we're sending them away. All right, well then you can use explained.cloud. They both get you to the same exact spot. So
explained.cloud.
Yep. EXPLAINED.cloud.
So then when you're a power player, right? Then you get.
Aren't we all? No.
Yes. But then do you do special things just for agents that are in your organization?
No, not really. I mean, the stuff that we do is, again, it's open for everybody. So like this, we started this off and here's the real reason, right? The very first time we went to PowerCon, we had no idea like how different it was going to be with us going there with having so many agents already. And then we didn't know everybody. So then we felt like a-holes because we didn't know
you guys kind of were the cool kids club.
Okay, great. So
just saying, I was there. You guys were like, we were like, whoa, who's that crew? We want to be friends with them.
Had the sunglasses. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we rolled with like maybe 5 or 6 of us. We had our own little group.
We have a pod.
We were solo, but we were kind of like, damn, who were they? We want to be friends.
It was very strange. All right. But you also felt bad because people were like, oh, we're in your group. And we didn't know who it was because we grew so quick. Yeah. So we're like, what are we going to do? So we basically branded us so next time we had an event, we'd know who everybody was because they'd have a shirt on. And then we could be like, okay, they're in ours. And we could be like, hey, how are you? And not look like we're idiots, right? Like we actually recognize because we would know. It's basically was like a cheat sheet, essentially. Yeah. I don't know if Justin and Mike feel that way, but in my mind, I'm like, that's exactly why we did what we did because we felt like idiots. People walk up and.
So anybody that's in Vicky's organization is essentially a power player then?
Yep.
So Holly, we're power players. That's it.
Yep. There you go. You guys are in. Done.
But, just for anyone that's watching, though, none of this player group stuff, it's not like the other competing brokerages. Because one thing that's very different about Epique is that you can't attract people in by dangling, ooh, we're going to give you free coaching and we're going to give you free this. And this is going to be, you're going to be in the cool kids crowd. And we're going to train you on how to be social media monsters. Like, no, you can't give anything special to your downline, your ecosystem that you don't allow, that you are not opening up to the entire brokerage.
Well, and that's why Doug just said it's open to everybody. What they do.
Everything is an open book, which I think is the reason why we have such great culture. If you guys think about our share, getting into a party conversation. If you guys think about like when we were at leadership and we had that party at the condo, thank God we got this one cleaned up a little bit better than the last time. But that thing was packed, like 80, 90 people in there. And there were only 15 out of the almost 90. I think it was 87, but only 15 was in our revenue share group. Everybody else was from outside of our own revenue share group.
Yeah.
So they weren't there for any other reason other than culture, because we get along, because it's a great time. Because what?
There's no VIP at Epique.
Yeah. We're all VIPs.
We're all VIPs.
That was actually a great night, by the way. I loved the everything in the shower.
The cooler in the shower.
Oh yeah. That was that. I was thinking in Orlando when we did the karaoke. So that was like, we had a massive party in there, but almost hardly anybody. But yes, in Dallas when we had to make do for a cooler. We had to make do. But even in that room, hardly any of the people in that room were ours, and that's why it's so different. It's hard to explain. Everybody says culture, but I'm like, if you saw ours, you wouldn't think you had any. Like where you're currently
It almost feels like we're a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we get together and we're all from all over the nation. And every time we get together and see each other, it's like you just saw your second cousin or like, your friend from high school or something like that. It's like you just 100%. Pick right back up where you left off.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah. Next week. There it is. Right.
I want to ask you, can I ask about objections? Can we just pivot to objections for a minute? And then we'll wind down here in a few minutes. So where I live, I wonder what some of your objections are too, Lonnie, but like up here, I live out, it's very rural where I live. And so I'm kind of at the foothills of the Appalachians. So just south of me, it starts to get more, Atlanta suburbia, but I'm kind of in that in between. So like I do a lot of deals in North Georgia out in the country with honestly realtors who they operate like old school. Like they are still in
Rolodex
era. And so even like the young people, even the young agents who I have a lot of fun with them. Like I have a good network of agent friends who are not with Epique up here because literally I'm like the only one. But they're born in, these girls are, they're born and bred here. And to them, they just cannot, to them, the idea of a virtual brokerage just seems absurd. Like it just, the idea for them, they're just having the brick and mortar and being on, Peggy Sue's team or whatever. It's just so important. And the brand recognition and all of that for these small towns. And like, I don't know how to, like, what is the objection? How do you overcome something like that?
Probably start with not calling them Peggy Sue.
Sounds
fair. This is fair.
Like, wow, they're just like these. They're like these old hicks, like the old rednecks. Like, how do I get them? How do I do good by them?
There go. So there go.
Some of it is just going to be time for them to see something that's different, that's going to be accepted, that's going to be successful, right? Your own success is going to make the biggest impact on that. You closing deals, you having sales, your name being around, them realizing that, oh my gosh, like this thing does work. It's not some fluke. It's not some weird, scam or sham that's out there, right? A lot of people are all like, my wife is the queen of podcasts and like everything's a scam. Including this, like 100%. Told her all about it. She's like, "Oh, that's you better be careful. You better." Also, we get like a rev share check. It's growing. I'm like, "Oh man, we're gonna have rev share. This is gonna be amazing." She's like, "Yeah, all right, if it comes." Like,
I like her already.
Funny. I met her. I met your wife. She's very beautiful.
That is how my husband is.
Oh yeah, she's like total scam. So it's like so it's not abnormal, right? Yeah. Or she's abnormal, and I don't think she is. I think most people are going to be that way, especially if you get into areas that are just not as techy, not as up to date, not up to speed. I mean, you're going to have a much larger break-in period, right? Yeah. You would think. I mean, that the graciousness of EXP was rowing that, was hoeing that road that nobody else had taken before, right? Like. Right. Breaking the eggs on the cloud brokerage. And if there's a positive for COVID, which is hard to find, it's probably that, because a lot of agents realized they didn't need their office. They thought they had to have an office, but now they realize they didn't need it. And so I think that made a lot of gains. My biggest question is usually people that are in the office are coffee clutching or gossiping, right? One of the two. So some of those people that aren't doing any business, they're just there for social hour and they're not realtors anyway. They just have a license that says they are. So how many of them are in there that aren't actually producing? Of the ones that are producing, they're the ones that you're going to want to focus on, right? Not on the other ones, because it's hard to tell the difference, right? The majority of agents don't do business. I mean, I think it's 80-20 rule, and in real estate, it's over 90% of the transactions are done by less than 10% of the people.
Wow.
So it's even more, it's even more lopsided than almost anywhere else, right? And then you have 50% of the agents falling out of the business in year one, and then you have the other 30% falling out in the next few years. You're losing 80% of everybody. Wow. So be mindful of that and mindful of that when you're attracting people. Don't attract the ones that are about to fall out, right? Because you spend a lot of time trying to save somebody. But to me, it's a matter of a conversation with someone that's willing to listen, and then showing them all the things that you're supplying, and then the question of what does the office do for you? Like, I've never sold a house inside the office. I mean, I have transactionally, but I've never had clients in the office and said, hey, do you want to buy this house? Right? We go through houses, so you don't need the office. You're in houses showing houses, you're in houses listing houses, and you're in offices when you close deals. So it's the only real reason you need the office is to close deals. And you can do those at your title company. You can do those at your mortgage company. You can do those if you belong to a local club. You can do those like all over the place. There's tons of conference rooms you can get. Post offices, right. Some of them. I mean, FedEx offices. Like, do you really need an office? I don't think you do.
I told Alana, the only thing I see of value in having a brick and mortar location is having a Google pin for local search, because otherwise it's only a service area. And if you're looking on your phone on the Google map, you won't show up. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me about not having a brick and mortar.
Well, I verified, like Mike, for example, our state broker in Michigan has a brick and mortar, so I could verify and have a pin, there, right? So that kind of takes care of that issue. But in reality, though, like, how many people are finding you from your Google map or from a search? Like, I think the majority of the people are finding you from your sphere of influence, from your event, from, an open house, from
ChatGPT. That's the next frontier. We got to figure out how to be showing up as top agent in ChatGPT. I've asked ChatGPT, how do I show up as top agent in Dawsonville? When people ask for realtors in Dawsonville, it spit out.
What did chat tell you?
The cliche, get your reviews up. And I mean, it does scrape your online and it'll tell you what it's looking for when it pulls, blog posting, things like that. So the kind of stuff you already know. Last but not least, and then let's move on to, we're going to do 2 quick news updates, but last but not least, I want you to tell us, what are some common don'ts? Like, what is like, do not do that. That's cheesy and it's going to turn people off. Like, don't do that.
I mean, the biggest one is just bullshitting people, right? Just telling them it is perfect. Oh, we are perfect over here. You're going to be, this is the happiest place ever. It is probably the happiest place ever, at least in my experience so far, but it's not perfect, right? I mean, we do have problems. We are growing. We are going to have issues. We are going to, the companies that were around for 30 years, 40 years will have an issue every once in a while. Like, nobody's perfect. We certainly aren't. So to me, if you're out there just pitching all rainbows and sunshine with no, reality delivered along with it, then that's going to be a big issue. And obviously lying, like with the amount of stuff that we have, they used to call it like, I ended up in a timeshare room once and they were like, oh, he's heating the table up. So that was like, they were like BSing. They were like, sending it to the moon essentially. You can use this thing and you can use this Hawaii timeshare on the moon or whatever, like complete and utter lie, right? Like, come on, seriously. And I think that happens in a lot of things, especially with salespeople and a lot of frontiers, but it doesn't have to happen here. We have the unique selling proposition. From my experience, you're either renting roofs when you're a brick and mortar and you're paying for a logo and paying for a sign and you're paying rent, or you can have some ownership. Well, that's not KW, right? Because we know that KW isn't selling out, which has caused a lot of my phones to ring from KW people that were hoping for shares, and now they're not going to have that. But I mean, again, paying rent once again, and then you can have ownership. I mean, there's only a few of them that offer ownership, that offer stock, that offer a piece. So to me, you're crazy to tell your clients all day long, owning's better than renting, and then renting back from your broker. So at least be in one of those situations to start with, and then from there, right? Then you have the opportunity to create that stock, to create that rev share, to create all of those pieces, and then add all the benefits, right? So it's like there's just no need. Like, we have such an amazing offering proposition. Like, That's why I say pretty much you get to the end and everybody just signs up because there's just no way. You've never seen it before. And if you get really general, 15 to 20 grand to rent or 15 down to 10 grand to own,
right?
Which one would you rather have? You know what I mean?
Right.
And 100 benefits on top of it. Like come on, this is too simple.
I know it is. Alana, any last questions for Doug before I transition to a couple of quick news headlines?
No, go ahead. I'm working on a benefit that I want to present and I forgot. So I just was making it up. So stay tuned.
Okay. Well, Doug, thank you so much. Stay on though. Stay on for my quick
Yes,
news.
thank you, Doug. You're amazing. Can't wait to see you next week.
Oh, gosh, I got clapping going on. Awesome. Well, I'm here all week. Just let me know.
Okay. All right, guys. So I got two quick real estate news headlines. I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can see what I am sharing. Share screen. Boom. All right. So good news. Market update here. So $30,000 buying power boost. So basically, what this is saying is since the rates decreased in December, since then it's actually increased buyers' purchasing power by $30,000. Okay, and we're at the highest affordability since March of 2022. So that's great news, and I'm seeing that real time. I just we just went under contract with some buyers. This is their first home. On Saturday, we went under contract, and they have been trying to buy a home for years with other realtors and trying off and on. And this is the first time in years that it's become a reality for them. And it was actually very emotional, really wonderful experience because it was
well
very
done,
moving.
Holly.
Yeah, it was very moving. So that's great. That's good news that new home buyers are finally seeing that they're in the game. All right, share this tab. Boom. Can you guys see my new tab here?
No.
National Mortgage Professional.
No.
Zillow integrates AI home. You don't see this?
I didn't see either one, to be honest, but I just thought I thought it was popping up on screen, not on our screen.
It says it's sharing the tab. You don't see Zillow integrates AI home.
I see it on my bottom studio screen, but I don't see it on.
Okay,
it's here. I'm hitting add.
It's fine. It's fine.
There we
I
go.
hit it. I got it up.
You. Sorry. Whoopsie. I'm still learning how to share
back to the last one real quick if you
last
picture.
Well, there wasn't much to show anyway.
Okay.
All right, this one is Zillow integrates AI home buying tools, excuse me, into Google's Notebook LM. This one's kind of complicated, so I'm not going to go way down the rabbit hole, but I thought I'd just share this because I think this is a pretty big deal. It's probably worth realtors just being aware of. So the headline reads, Zillow and Google are integrating AI-powered housing content into Notebook LM. I hear people talk about Notebook LM a lot to help consumers better understand affordability, mortgage costs, and the home buying process. So just a kind of interesting AI update there that I think could be useful for us. So just maybe that's something worth playing around with and exploring. Anyway, that's all I had. I just want to share those two quick updates, and we thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. It was fun.
And everyone have an awesome day. Doug, thanks again. We really appreciate your time, and I'm going to end it here.
All right. Thank you, friends.